take a seat, make yourself comfortable, and
These are really comfy chairs here.
Yeah, it's quite okay. Yeah, you're right. No, I actually sit here for the first time. So, Thomas, I'm really happy to dive into a few topics with you. But first of all, you just told me backstage that you've been at the Welt KI Congress Summit. Who saw the pictures on LinkedIn of Sam Altman being there? Yes, a few of you. It was. I think it was huge on LinkedIn. Everyone posted about it. So you were there. You kind of met Sam Altman. You can tell us a little bit about his person, about the whole event. Let us know, how was it?
I mean, first and foremost, it was an amazing event. And it's a significant award for Sam in that regards. But it was also a very important moment for us at SAP, but also, I hope, for the entire community in Germany, because we announced the partnership that we will basically bring OpenAI with ChatGPT and all the models in a sovereign infrastructure in Germany, operated fully by SAP for the public sector and the regulated industries. And with that, we have the power of that in a sovereign fashion now available in Germany, which I think is a very bold move.
So this is what you announced last week. A little more slowly. So that means you actually take like the whole, let's call it machine, of OpenAI, ChatGPT, you're going to take it to your service in Germany, in Europe. And like, how does it work? How does such a deal look like? Are you paying like a licensing fee, or how must I imagine this kind of cooperation?
I mean, the deal structure, you can imagine, is super complex in all regards. But I mean, technically what we fundamentally do, and we do that already also with our Delos Cloud, which is a subsidiary in Germany, for instance, with Microsoft, that we take basically the technology from these providers, from the leading tech providers, but we as a company operate it fully. We own it, we operate it, and with that we can also guarantee there's nothing going back to the US or connectivity, and with that it's really a sovereign offering in 4 dimensions. And these 4 dimensions are super critical for us. Data sovereignty, technical sovereignty, legal sovereignty, and last but not least, operational sovereignty. And that's what we bring together as the Germany's largest tech company. And we see our obligation, quite frankly, and responsibility to help this country for digitalization and also innovation. And that's also the reason why we believe we need to bring this leading tech in Europe. Also, when we talk sovereignty overall, it's not just about everything must be end-to-end in German technology, because then we would miss out significant technology and innovation to drive digitalization.
Is that the case? Wouldn't it not still be better to have like an OpenAI in Germany?
I think for sure it would be better if we would have all this technology in Germany, but we also need to, I think, acknowledge and accept that there are certain parts of technology where partnership is important. But the question is, how do we make these partnerships successful in this sovereign context on our terms? And that's exactly what we do. And I think in Europe we have amazing opportunities. We also have a partnership with Mistral, as an example, which is an amazing company, and Arthur, the founder and CEO, has a phenomenal vision, and certainly also more to hear about this partnership in the weeks to come. But that's the reason I feel we have amazing technology, but also if we talk about sovereignty, it means optionality. With sovereignty, it also means we have alternatives. And in this regard, we offer our customers now OpenAI in a sovereign fashion, Mistral in a sovereign fashion, Aleph Alpha in a sovereign fashion. So basically you have choice, and choice is, I think, an important good for our customers.
So when is it available?
For the OpenAI topic, it will be middle of next year.
Middle of next year, okay. So, like, how does this kind of deal work? Like, did you or did Christian Klein meet Sam Altman personally, or like
multiple times? Absolutely.
Multiple times. And where did you meet?
It was actually virtually. All that deal was actually structured virtually.
Ah, I like the idea. Cool, really good.
It works.
Yes, I mean, I believe in it. I run a fully remote company, but some people still tell me for real deals you need to come on site, and I'm like, no. And
good example. It was virtual.
You proved me right. Okay, I like that. So in general, you're going to roll it out. It's going to be available next year. But what's in general above that, SAP's vision on AI?
I think from the AI perspective, for us, it's super important. I think we all learned about AI that it's based on data in the end of the day, which means a classical traditional LLM by definition gets commoditized because they are all trained by the same public information. Now, to make value out of AI, you need to get the business context in an enterprise environment, the business context in the mix. When I talk about business context, it's the combination of the business process which you are in and the business data. All of that in this regard is in the SAP business systems, which means we leverage this significant differentiating data and we mix it together with the best LLMs and our own foundation model to drive differentiated outcomes. Having said that, we don't want to have just the technology play on AI. And the MIT study is basically proving that a lot of projects fail because people take technology, But to get it all in an effective manner for value is difficult. Our strategy is embedded AI. So we fundamentally believe in every enterprise system there's naturally AI embedded. And in our portfolio now, till end of the year, we'll have 400 embedded Gen AI cases and more than 60 AI agents, which are just part of the product. It's just a natural way people will work in the future. And on top of that, we have a co-pilot called Joule, which is not only a digital co-pilot, but also our multi-agent framework, because we truly believe in an open ecosystem for agents collaborating with each other. We also are founding partner of the A2A protocol to really ensure that all agents can connect and integrate with each other, and that's what Joule will also facilitate. So basically, our customers have the benefit of this co-pilot and multi-agent framework, the embedded AI cases, and for sure can build their own custom cases with our business technology platform.
Okay, so you believe in embedded AI. Did Sam Altman say anything about his vision of AI?
Yeah, that was very, very exciting actually, because what basically Sam is working on is really this AGI topic. He believes we can really get to he said GPT-8, so let's see if it's GPT-8 or 7 or 9. But fundamentally the question is, well, that was the interesting thing. How do you prove that it's AGI? What's the test? The Turing test itself will not be sufficient anymore. So what's basically the reasoning that you can accept it's AGI? And that was actually a very interesting conversation also with Professor Deutsch from Oxford about what's the definition that you would agree that it's AGI? And that was a phenomenal opportunity.
And what is it? What did they say?
They did actually the test of the explanation of the story, how the model came to the conclusion to solve quantum physics. Okay. And if that can be solved with AI, then fundamentally we are at that point. What actually Sam told me, that is a striking factor, and I think it's true because I thought a lot about after that statement about it was, he said it's interesting that also with the GPT-5 launch, you clearly see that this excitement, this incremental excitement is gone. GPT-4, GPT-5, nobody worries anymore.
Yeah.
And
it's not like the announcement
of the iPhone. It's not anymore this big thing. The interesting piece is fundamentally GPT-5 and many other models as well, they would basically win the most contests for everything what you can play, everything what you can do in school, in the university, they could do it. So what does that mean now for us in the business context, for jobs, for roles, for how we work? And there's some where he basically mentioned, I agree to that, we think still too little about how will the jobs in the future look like if we really embrace it. What will that do to society with our education system? How do we need to change that? And that's a fair request.
Especially for like a huge company like SAP is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what do you think?
I mean, for us, it's very clear. I mean, in general, software companies are disrupted by AI. Actually, I believe the disruption potential of AI is, as we speak, the largest in software companies because code generation is certainly the most advanced Gen AI case which we see with the highest productivity gains. We see that as well. And now think about, we have 40,000 developers. If we can increase by 30% the productivity of 40,000 people, think about how much innovation we can deliver to our customers. This is phenomenal, and we need to harvest that potential, and that means for sure we need to educate our own people, we need to bring fresh, new talent out of the university to open our mind, and for sure we here at Bits and Pretzels, we need to collaborate with startups to get fresh perspective, fresh technology we can use in our technology stack forward to our customers, because that's our customers demand always the latest and greatest.
Yeah. What I find is so interesting, you already talked about your people now and to open up their minds, because if you think of software engineers, I always feel you automatically, think that they are using AI in programming, but a lot of them aren't. Like, some are even denying it. They're like, no, I'm not. I want to code like I do today, and I don't want to use AI. Do you have like some kind of assessment internally that the people who already work for you are reviewed in a certain way?
No, absolutely. We definitively see actually the usage of Gen AI tools as part of our development lifecycle, absolutely, and we see the productivity gains. The interesting piece of the productivity gains is that in the traditional code generation, for sure, there's a massive acceleration. But we all need to acknowledge a usual developer of a company, they don't only do coding. I mean, this is just one part of their job. In reality, development is a super creative job, if we are really honest.
Totally.
And that means, for sure, you optimize one part of the job, but you need to be always specific with the productivity gains in which area. But we see these benefits, and we are excited about that. And to that point, we also provide basically these type of Gen AI capabilities, we call it Joule for Developer, for our own proprietary development language. Because our vision for sure is that our customer can use tooling to help actually migrate from some older systems to the new cloud versions, which we have in a way more seamless fashion. That also the project timelines, the project costs go down, and with that enable our customers to benefit from all these innovations our developers generate. And that's fundamentally also my key role in this company. How can we accelerate innovation adoption, which we, in my perspective, urgently need around the world, but also for sure specifically in Germany. And that's something where I'm very keen to see what we can do there with the help of AI.
Yes. So the motto of today is connecting Europe. What do you think is SAP's role in this whole context? I mean, you run the data of so many businesses is stored in a way managed and processed by SAP. What is your role, and how do you think can we gain back sovereignty, which we might have lost already?
I think first and foremost, as Europe's largest tech company, we see our obligation and role in that one, and the responsibility to help Europe and Germany to have sovereign offerings in place.
But how?
First and foremost, we are super committed. We invested, we just announced it now, 20 billion incrementally, fundamentally to help on the sovereignty. And it's fair to say, with the geopolitical situation, we see way more demand from our customers, which is requesting that. What we do there specifically, we have an offering which is touching, on the one hand side, the public sector. There we have a subsidiary called Delos Cloud, where we will be able to provide real, true sovereign solutions to the public sector, respecting the basically the cloud platform requirements from the BSI. We have a sovereign solution, SAP Cloud Infrastructure, for instance, for the regulated industry. So we have customers like Hensoldt, customers like the Bundesagentur für Arbeit, Employment Agency, which are running in the cloud with us in a sovereign fashion. We even now extended that offering to say we have an on-site option. So for really highly specific cases where customers say, I want to have the cloud quote by quote in our basement, in our facilities.
Do you believe this is more secure? I don't believe so.
It has different connotations of security, and for sure it gives a physical different security environment where the customer can protect it in their way.
But isn't that an old-fashioned mindset? You have it under control if it's in your basement. Huh?
I think there are certain defense companies where I actually understand why they say they want it, but it's important that the qualities of cloud are not compromised, because the promise of cloud is continuous innovation.
Exactly.
That means we need to operate the entire stack fundamentally to be able to provide on a daily basis new innovations, but also, and that's the key point with cloud as well, security patches and all that stuff, which is always better in the cloud than on-premise. And that's the reason we will not sacrifice that. We announced a partnership with OpenAI in a sovereign fashion. We announced last week also the partnership with AWS, European Sovereign Cloud. So basically, you see, we enable various options for the respective needs of our customers. And also here, our customers are quite diverse. They have different needs. But the good piece is we have the full portfolio of options that everybody finds the right proposal.
Do you still talk to customers yourself?
Every day, at least 5 to 6 times.
Okay.
Every single day.
And what are the main questions specifically here in Germany when you talk to them?
In Germany, I have to say, these days, really sovereignty is a big topic as we speak. How we embrace AI is a big one as well. And it's also, to be very honest, the conversation is how can we reduce project costs? Because these large enterprise systems and projects sometimes take too long. And here again, using AI in the project, in the customer environment, can help to reduce that cost. And they invest, so basically 3 points: sovereignty, AI, and cost reduction. We need to talk about it. We have the 3rd year of recession in Germany. So certainly the German customers think about how can they optimize their IT spending, without a doubt.
So the customers you talk to are probably huge companies. Nevertheless, we're now at a startup conference. Do you talk to startups as well?
Absolutely. And it's actually always excited to see what we can do to help startups to really scale globally. And I mean, we have amazing customers from ESA Aerospace, Helsing. I saw Johannes backstage. Get Your Guide is also an SAP customer. So we've
How about Hanno Renner?
Hanno Renner is, I think, not an SAP customer, but I need to check actually with Persona, but I don't think so. And no, so many, or ARX Robotics is also, I think, later on stage, also an SAP customer, because...
Still, those are not startups, scale-ups. Startups, who considers himself as a startup founder, or a startup, like a girl, a woman of startup founder as well? Yeah, 3, okay, like really early stage. Like how can these founders get in touch with you, and what can you offer them? I mean, there are, I guess, two ways, right? To, at the end of the day, use your solutions. Where does it start? Like, when does it make sense to actually talk to SAP for your solution? I don't run SAP in my company either.
But hopefully soon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when? That's my question. Like, how big do I need to be so that it makes sense?
First of all, if you don't have the right contact with SAP, reach out to me, thomas.saueressig@sap.com. Reach out anytime.
Repeat it, please.
thomas.saueressig@sap.com, no worries.
Okay.
I have a well-managed inbox, so I ensure you will get the right reply, the right support from SAP. I mean, that's my role, first of all. And secondly, from a size perspective, every company which really will grow significantly also outside Germany and needs the various tax regulations, legal regulations, then for sure SAP is the right choice because you basically can grow infinitively. And that's the advantage. You never need to worry about any ERP system anymore because whatever size, it will work with SAP. And it starts with round about 15 users fundamentally. That's our starting point for S4HANA, for our S4HANA public cloud SaaS product for ERP. And the beauty is you have the full ERP capabilities. Basically, you don't need to worry about the enterprise processes from that moment. And again, grow infinitively to the largest scale. Like DHL is now implementing S4HANA public cloud and many others. So there's no stop in scale with S4HANA.
Okay, that's really good to hear. But then also it's not about becoming a customer only, but you can also partner with SAP as a startup. How does that work? Have you got maybe some like cases for us?
I think that's a very important point because SAP for sure has a huge ecosystem. I mean, we pride ourselves that we have 400,000 customers, but also 25,000 partners, which means it's a huge ecosystem where partners and startups, scale-ups can participate in that sense. And there's basically multiple options in our partner programs, but also our SAP store, which is again serving 400,000 customers. So as soon as you touch with SAP, integrate with SAP, leverage our platform, you have this huge market wide open for you. And we basically invite all of the startups and scale-ups to partner with in that sense. And we are quite happy because we know there's amazing edge innovation which we never would be able to do. And that's why we need partners to complement the portfolio, to help our joint clients. And this is a massive opportunity. We're absolutely also with our SAP for Startups programs and the likes. We want to help, we want to get closer. And usually it's a mutually beneficial partnership because I guess also startups and scale-ups can learn a little bit for these large enterprises, what are the requirements. And they are sometimes
And what are the requirements?
I mean, enterprise scale is one requirement. If you want to do business with a Nestle or with a BMW, for sure it needs to scale to super large sizes. Yeah. And quality is a super aspect because if you are deeply in the core process of a BMW in the production of a car, 24/7, just in time, just in sequence, it must work 24/7. So quality of highest importance. And there you certainly get a lot of learnings, how you need to also change your own internal software development processes and the likes to facilitate.
And do more testing and even more testing because...
Hopefully automated.
Yeah, hopefully automated. We also launched the software to create LinkedIn posts and we run it in corporates as well. So yes, we had all these talks about the cloud, where the data stored, etc. And we built it like specifically for enterprise companies. So we took a lot of things in mind already, but what was like most neck-breaking for us was that, I mean, we did test a lot, but still there were edge cases we didn't go through. And then we had all the tickets like coming in the first day and I was like, oh my God, next time we need to test even more before we push it to production. So that was also for me like so interesting to learn how it works and that you can never test enough. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, cool. We're running out of time. It was so great to have you here. And now once again, your email address, please.
I think we can record it and repeat it. thomas.saueressig@sap.com. I'm
kidding, no. Make sure you wrote it down. Thomas, thank you so much for your time. Great to have you.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ciao. Ciao.